So, since I can't get Sparking Zero yet, we're going to talk about Spark the Electric Jester. I've wanted to do this for a while now. These games are so complex that I wasn't sure how to go about it, but today we're going to talk about Spark's different forms and powers and how they can be used. Now, let's start with the base form. It'll provide a baseline for how the rest of the powers work. You have your run. Now, you don't get to full speed unless you use the dash button. You have... Oh, and speaking of the dash, you can dodge through attacks that way. What else? You have your attacks. You have air attacks. This specific downward kick lets you bounce off of enemies. Tougher enemies, not just the enemies that die in one hit. What else? Oh, aside from those attacks, you have a shot. You can aim it in multiple directions. And you have a second level to your shot. Much more damage, I think. And you can still aim it in multiple directions. It also adds as kind of a pseudo double jump. So it helps with some platforming. What else? Oh yeah, if you face backwards when releasing your shot, it'll boost your speed in that direction, and it keeps stacking too. What else? Oh, there's a mechanic called a static meter. Let's get to a mini boss and I'll show you what it can do. You see that blue meter in the top left? It went away just now, but that was the static meter. And if you fill it up, then your charged shots become some really powerful special attacks. Here we go. A mini boss. As you can see, the static meter is flashing. That's what happens when it's full. Now, if you release your charged shot, so much damage. It's incredible. And it changes depending on the form you use. Speaking of the forms you use, we're going to move on to the next form. This is the wind form. It has faster acceleration. Like, it can get to the top speed without using the dash. It has an air dash. It has a triple jump. And if you hold the jump button, then your gravity is kind of reduced, making your descent slower. And that happens whether you're jumping or falling off of something. Very useful for platforming. You're basically the wind. And if you hold the jump button while doing your air dash, you lose pretty much no height. And if you want to gain height, your charged shot is actually a very strong push. Now, the first level of the charged shot isn't that strong of a push, but it's quicker, so it's useful for getting around some jumps. But if you combine two of these mechanics, holding the jump button and using your charged shot, you can gain height almost infinitely, as long as you keep doing the inputs right. You can pretty much fly with this form. It's amazing. That was my go-to form for pretty much my entire first run. It was just that much fun to use. There's also a couple of hidden things that this form can do. Some cheeky little nods to the Sonic franchise. You get a super spin, and you get a spin dash, but this one launches you in the air. Very fun stuff. On to the next one. Meet the gravity form. This one just flies. You have your air dash, of course to be expected. A ground dash. No double jump because you literally just fly. And your attack is a short dash in any direction. It's weak and it's not very good, but at least he can attack. If you attack too much though, you'll have a cooldown and you won't be able to for a while. On to the next power. Now meet the bat form. I hesitate to call this an actual form, since it's more of a prop that you can use as a power-up. This bat basically extends your damage, your hitbox range, not your damage. Although it does do that too. It increases your damage by a lot. I'll show you. This is the range of your hitbox when you're using the bat. Your aerial attacks do a lot of damage per second that way. And now if you're underwater, your hitboxes are even bigger. Since they're electrical attacks, you have a lot more range, possibly more damage, but I'm not sure about that. Any form that gives electrical attacks has bigger hitboxes underwater. That's pretty much it for oh, before I forget, the bat form has the same charged attacks as the base form. That's it for the bat form. Moving on, this is the board form. It has pretty much no attacks, just this, and this attack kind of acts as a double jump, but where it really shines is in speed. And when you see those flashes around Spark, that can actually damage enemies, as you saw there. Very useful. Hang on, I think my game is running slow, but that shouldn't mess up the showcase. Yeah, my game's running slow. Anyway, so when you use your attack in midair, it kind of acts as a double jump. Hang on. Yeah, it kind of acts as a double jump, but it's kind of hard to get a handle on. You'll see what I mean when you get to it. That's actually pretty much it for the board form. There's no charged attack or anything. Moving on to the next form. This is the sword form. Another prop that powers you up. You get a bunch of ranged projectiles. It's kind of cool. Not all that, I think. But it's fine, it's fun. That's pretty much it for the attacks, but when you try to use your charged attack, you actually get a buff to Spark. Your jump height and your acceleration are increased. And the second level boosts it even further. It's not all that useful to me. I think other forms do it better. But it's fine. It does its job and it does it well, and if you like swords and projectiles, then yeah, go for it. It's still pretty cool. On to the next form. Now this one is really cool. Pun entirely intended. As you can see, this one is pretty fast. It has, I think, some of the highest acceleration in the game, and the second highest running speed. And, not only that, it's good for attacks too. First, let me take care of this thing. Your aerial attack is not very good, just this short-range snowflake that moves in the direction that you're going. Uh-oh, I just spoiled one of their features. You can create your own platforms, and you can use them when you're in other forms. It's really cool.
Pun entire.
Try combining it with your favorite powers. It's so fun to make use of these things. Now, your ground attack is this little spin. Your charged attack is an icicle. Second level charged attack is 3 icicles. And if you fill up the static meter, then those 3 icicles add a drill icicle to the mix. Very powerful. That spin attack I showed you, if you press it repeatedly, then you get this buzzsaw attack. Very cool stuff, and it keeps you in the air too, like a helicopter. You can also start it in the air if you're fast enough. I'm not fast enough. Oh, there we go. Yeah. You have to press really rapidly though. What else? If you're moving fast enough, then your jump becomes an attack. When you see him doing that faster spin animation, then that's the attack animation. That's it for the cool form. On to the next one. Now for the fire form. You have your dash. You have no double jump, but you do have an air dash. And remember, forms with the air dash also have iframes. Now, one cool thing that this form can do is turn into a fireball. Of course, since it's a fire form. You can also breathe fire, and you have some high DPS combos. When you're flashing like this, which is after 2 melee attacks, then your next upward or downward attack is maximum power, which shows up as blue. And that's pretty much how you do your most damage. Except, this form has a different interaction with the static gauge. The more you hit something, the more fire you'll see around Spark, and eventually it'll turn blue. When it's blue, it's at its highest attack power, and you'll absolutely melt through things, especially with the flame breath. Just don't try to use it underwater, because once you're underwater, you can't breathe fire. I need to find some water. There is some around here, I just don't know where. Hang on. There we go. So, underwater, since you're in fire form, your flame attacks are a lot smaller, even the more powerful ones, and your flame breath just does not work. So be careful underwater. Maybe use a different form. Actually, one thing I forgot, the ice form can stand on top of water. You see this? Super cool. Ah! I glitched it. But yeah, very good for traversal. Sorry, this is about the fire form, which we're actually done with now, so see you in the next form. Welcome to the edgy form. This is one of my favorites because it's basically a ninja. You have dagger attacks, you have a very good double jump, you have an air dash, along with your ground dash. But my favorite thing about this form is that if you hold the attack button, well, first, if you hold the attack button, you throw kunais, or you do a chaos blast if your static meter's full. But if you hold the attack button, press the direction of a wall or ceiling, and you'll walk on it. It's so cool. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, so you get to find new areas that way, just by standing and walking on walls and ceilings. Very fun stuff, experiment with it. It's so worth it. Most of the powers I've shown you can be found within the first 2 levels. Or the first 3, but mostly the first 2, I'm sure of it. If you explore enough. Up high, down low. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Off to the next power. This is the hammer form. Honestly, one of my least favorites, because normally I love hammers, but this one's a little underwhelming to me. It has a double jump, but it's not that good. And it has an infinite combo. The range is decent, the damage is decent. It just doesn't wow me. Except when you use this attack. You hit the ground by holding down and hitting the hammer attack. and you can shoot these rocks at enemies and bosses, and if you fill up the static meter, then this attack becomes very explosive and almost volcanic. It's devastating. But only if you fill the static meter. No air dash, no charged shot, just a bigger range for your attack. That's about it, for the hammer form at least. We have a few more to go though, although one I'll be leaving just for people who actually play the game. On to the next. Here's one of my favorites, the archer form. It's very simple, you just shoot arrows. But one mechanic I love about this is that if you press down, you can basically stay in the air. And it carries your speed too. Really useful. You just have to worry about the gauge at the top. It's basically your arrow cooldown. You can shoot 5 in quick succession before it runs out. But if you use your charged shot, hang on. The first level of the charged shot is to make more powerful arrows. Second level is... Wait a minute. I thought the second level was like infinite arrows. One more time. I'm sorry. Okay, so the second level is 3 extra powerful arrows instead of 1. I think I got it wrong. The infinite arrows comes from your static bar being full. That's kind of a shame. I was sure that the second level just gave me infinite arrows. Oh well, it doesn't matter too much because the cooldown is just not that much of a problem. Anyway, on to the next form. This is the magical form. It shoots a bunch of stars, and it even shoots a beam. The first form is kind of a small beam. Second charge form is the larger beam. Fill up the static meter and hold the charge button, and you get stars falling from the sky. That's not as impressive as it sounds though, because the star placement is random and localized around Spark. So even though it is kind of a screen wipe, it's a situational kind of screen wipe. Depends on randomness. Think like the stratagems from Helldivers 2. The barrages. Anyway, you have an air dash. You have no double jump. I do like the touch that you float. That's not actually a feature that does anything. It's just nice to have the unique animation. Oh yeah, you can shoot the stars down too. That's useful. But that's it for this form. On to the next one. This is one of my least favorite forms, the Knight form. You have a lance to attack with. No double jump, no air dash. Well, if you use your charged attack in the air, you kind of get an air dash mixed with an attack. You have upwards attacks, you have downwards attacks. And if you fill up the static meter, you don't get a special attack, you just get a shield around Spark that protects you for one hit. Think the basic shield from the Sonic games. And to get the shield back, you have to fill up the static meter again in this form. What else? Honestly, that's it for this form. It really doesn't do much. Kind of underwhelming. I'm not really a lance guy. At least the hat looks cool. Anyway, moving on. This is a cool one. You're a mage. You have some ranged attacks, although I'm not a fan of the combo finisher. Way too short for me. You don't have a double jump or an air dash. You have your regular dash, but your charged shot is a Kamehameha. like an actual Kamehameha. You see that? I love the animation. And if you fill up the static meter, the beam gets absolutely huge. Think Vegeta's first Final Flash. That size. Unfortunately, that's it for this form. Nothing special, nothing fancy, but that's alright. One little bonus tidbit. Once you beat Spark's campaign, you unlock Fark's campaign, Fake Spark. His name is Fark, and he gets his own set of abilities, some of which are familiar, some of which are brand new. And each level is heavily changed for his abilities. It's really cool to see. Now, my favorite thing he does is that he gets the wall and ceiling run from the edgy form. It's amazing. His dash does not give you invincibility frames, so if you got used to that in the main game, you'll have to unlearn it for the sake of the parry. Think like Spark 3. Well, if you've played that already. This version of the parry should feel familiar if you have played it. And this parry is how you fill up your static meter. You can also fill it up by doing attacks, but that's going to take a lot longer. Perfect parries are the way to go. Now, once you get your static meter above a certain point, because this is a different static meter that works differently, then, just a moment, I just want to fill it up completely. When it's full completely, you unlock a super form for Fark. It's really cool. Don't get hit though, because if you get hit, then that's it for you. Now, you can also use your static meter for one other thing: increased damage, increased speed, and invincibility for a short duration. And it heals you if you've taken damage. It's like the sword form with invincibility and healing. And it lasts until it runs out, of course. Fark has a more involved attack system. He has an extended combo, and he does a decent amount more damage than Fark. He also has that thing that the sword mode did, except much more useful. After 3 melee attacks, if you hit down in the attack button, then you shoot electric balls on either side. Very good stuff, ow. He has a double jump, and I'm about to die. There we go. So he has that double jump. Hazards, again, you can't dash through, you have to parry. Ow, come on. Your combo also keeps you in the air when you start it in midair. Oh boy. Fark's mode is a hard mode. It's going to be harder to get used to, but it's so fun once you get it down. I don't know why I keep trying to stop. I mean, if I want to go back up, I can just do the wall run. Just look at that. He's just casually standing there on the wall. This is incorporated into his level design later on. Look at that guy. Look at him go. Anyway, I think I've shown you everything. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. If you combine the double jump and the air dash just at the right time, like, I think it's air dash and immediately jump afterwards, there you go, you get a hefty boost to your speed. Very good stuff. Like I said, Fark is more involved than Spark's forms. Yeah, you see that? Very good speed booster. He has a lot going on. I really like this form. Not form. He's an entirely different character. Oh yeah, keep an eye out for these. Fark doesn't have different forms, but he gets those blue capsules inside those form containers. You see, this is where the sword would normally be. He gets energy instead to fill up his static meter. Oh boy. As you saw there, that was a late parry. You get your... I think you get your health refunded to you after a split second of not having it. So try not to use that on your final hit point. I think that's it. The only thing that's left is a spoiler for the very end of the game that I just did not want to show people. Aside from that, have fun, mix it up, explore. I know I dumped a lot of information on you. So many powers with so many abilities that they have. But it's a lot of fun. I strongly recommend this game. Like, it came out in 2017, just before Sonic Mania. Unfortunately, it was overshadowed, even though it has so many of its own cool things going on. Give it a try. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves.